YouTube? It's your boy Flacco. I'm back with another video, man. If you already done it, man, subscribe to the channel. It helps me, helps the channel. And today gonna be a little different. I know I talk about a lot of different topics, but I've been in a sporty mood lately. So, top 15 NBA players. Now, warning. Your favorite player, if you believe your favorite player is not ranked how you want him to be ranked, that's not my problem. This is strictly my opinion. Only opinion. This is my opinion. If you have your opinion, comment down below on your top 15 players. Some people gonna be missed out. Okay, I'm gonna just say off the top of my head, Chris Paul was missed out. Cat was missed out. And a surprise person was missed out as well. But I don't want to waste y'all time. So without further ado, let's get into it, man. At 15 is Paul George. Now, Devin Booker is 16 on my list. I didn't know who to really honestly have on as 15 for me. Paul George was Paul George kinda outweighed Devin Booker. If we really want to be honest. Now, do I really want Devin Booker to be in 15th? Yes, I really do. But having Paul George number 16th is kind of a little sketchy. Definitely how my 15 is, my top 15 is now, is gonna be way sketchy if I have Paul George at 16th. I don't believe. Now, people gonna say, oh, well, how he is in the playoffs and he's pandemic P and playoff P. First of all, nobody call him playoff P. Second of all, I get it. I get it. The playoffs is way different from the regular season. Regular season Paul George is a monster sometimes. Playoff P is kind of dirt. But when you think about it at the end of the day, Paul George is a good defender. Man. He's a average defender. He's an average defender who could score. And Paul George is really a good player. I think the playoffs really bomb him out. The playoffs really is not his best friend. So I got Paul George at 15. And at 14 is Jimmy Butler. Now, Jimmy Butler gained my respect last season by bringing Miami to the finals, and I kind of got a real respect for Jimmy Butler. Now, I think the start of this year, the Heat kind of shaky for somebody to be that was just in the finals. We also have to think, most of the Eastern Conference teams did get better. So I wasn't expecting them to come off the gate being the best Eastern Conference team. I really wasn't. But Jimmy Butler is a great defender. He could sometimes come up clutch. I see Jimmy Butler come up clutch in some plays. Jimmy Butler is a clutch player. He's more of an all-around player. If you need Jimmy Butler to do something, he'll do it for you. That's mostly what Jimmy Butler playing style is. Just all together. But Jimmy Butler is 14th. I think, yes, he is better than Paul George. Of course he's better than Paul George. If we have to break, I'd rather have Jimmy Butler on my team than Paul George. Just because his work ethic and everything else. Waking up at 5 in the morning to, I'm not, no. But, yeah. Jimmy Butler is 14.
Hi, Chris.
And at 13 is Kyrie. Now, I wanted to put Kyrie higher. I honestly want to put Kyrie higher on the list. I made 3 lists. I made 3 lists back to back to back. My first one was what I really wanted to do. My list in general. I just made a list. My second list was just me jotting stuff down. And then my last list is this list. Kyrie was at least top 10 Like, he was number 10 for me. I dropped him down to 13th because people gonna say yes, injuries and the I I personally don't like Kyrie as a person, as the type of person that he is. I really don't like how his energy is, but when he on the court, man, Kyrie put on a show. He could put on a show. Like, like finals with the Cavs. I don't know, like Boston was it was terrible, but I think Brooklyn is going to be a great team this year. I think if they all stay healthy and improve on defense, if they could strictly improve on defense, because we all know they can score. And kind of Spencer Dinwiddie being injured is like a bummer, but if they could improve on defense, they could probably be the best team in the league. They could probably run up the Lakers. Like, they could help. Like, it would be if Brooklyn could really help their defense out. You looking at Brooklyn versus the Lakers in the finals, and everybody want to see that. I want to see it personally, but I got Kyrie at number 13. Number 12, Joel Embiid. Joel Embiid, if he works at his best, at his peak, at 7 foot, 280 pounds, he can be a young Shaquille O'Neal. And I'm saying that with the utmost respect. It's not me downplaying nobody. It's not me being really disrespectful. Joel, I have high praise on Joel Embiid, but it's his work ethic that breaks him and it really ruins him. It's bad sometimes. Like, I really don't. Like, Joel could be so much better. Just, he has to work hard for it. And this year he has been working hard. People put him in the MVP candidate, which is a little far-fetched, but 76ers have been the best team in the league. So, who knows what Joel Embiid could be in the future. But right now, man, I got him at 12. I think he's better than Kyrie. I think he's better than Jimmy Butler. I think he's better than Paul George at the moment. So, yeah. 11 is my boy Jason Tatum. Jason Tatum will be a top five player in the future. No question. Jason Tatum will be a top 5. Might be top 3. Jason Tatum, one of my favorite players in the league right now. One of my favorite young players in the league right now. Clutch, you could say. He could score. A decent passer. Like, he could pass when he want to. Boston this year has been like, I'm not so sure on Boston. Like, Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, of course they're gonna be good. Kemba's is a head scratcher. But Jason Tatum has consistently been the best player. I don't care what anybody says. At a point in time, he was better than Kyrie. I know. Hate comments. But Jason Tatum was kind of like, they was really building on Jason Tatum. They really wasn't building on Gordon Hayward, and they really wasn't building on Kyrie. I think they was just set focus on Jason Tatum. But they wanted to add Gordon Hayward and Kyrie in the mix, and it really, I think it really wouldn't work. It wasn't gonna work at all. So it was like, you had to blow it up. You had to give it to Kyrie. You had to get it with Gordon Hayward, just for Jason Tatum to be ball dominant and be the best small forward, one of the best small forwards in the league. So I have Jason Tatum at number 11. Starting off my top 10, and this is gonna be a real unpopular opinion for me. I have Luka. Luka is not a top 5 player in the league. I don't care what nobody say. People are like, oh well, he is young, and like, let me say this. Luka is a great player. He will be an MVP. He's gonna be in multiple All-Star. Everybody know that. He will be an MVP in the league. He might win a championship in the league. Right now, though, I feel like Luka is top 10. He's number 10 on my list. Triple-double magnet. He's just, the only thing he lacks is defense. Like, I don't see him making real defensive plays often, like rarely. So you have to build around him. Like, you have to build around that not having defense thing. But for the most part, Luka is a top 10 player. Like, I don't think he wouldn't be a top 10 player at all. So I got him at number 10. Number 9 is the Joker. Now, the Joker for me is the best center in the league. He is the best center in the league. He is he's the best center in the league. Basically could do it all. I think defensive wise, he could kind of, I don't know if he could step it up because he is the more passive. He's like a more Oscar Robin-ish. Like, he's kind of around that realm of center. Like, he's not your typical center. Like, he passes, he shoots, he's a different breed of center. Like, Joel is like more traditional, but he can also shoot the outside a little bit. Jokic is he's beyond that. And people say, oh, would you have Joker or Joel? I'd rather have Jokic. I'd rather have him more than Joel Embiid, to be honest with you. And with the health issues, it's like I'd rather have Jokic than Joel Embiid. So he is my number 9th player. Number 8, I have Damian Lillard. What can you say about Damian Lillard that haven't already been said? You could talk about the clutch plays. You could talk about the game winner against Houston. You could talk about the game winner against OKC. You could talk about the half-court shots that he do. You can talk about all that. Damian Lillard issues, I really can't. Being in Portland is gonna. I think Portland is gonna ruin his legacy. I don't think can Portland win a championship? I have no idea, because who knows what Portland could do. But he's fine with the team. He wanted to stay there forever, it seems to be. So I don't have no issue with that. Damian Lillard is a dog. He's just a dog. Like, if you want him to drop 30, he'll drop 30 and some more. Like, he's just that type of player. So I got him at number 8. Number 7, I got Kawhi. Some lists got him at number 2. Some lists got him at number 3. I don't have Kawhi near that. Kawhi, to me, alright, is he the best defensive player in the league? Honestly, it's debatable. There's a lot of great defenders in the league. Kawhi being one of them he might be one of the best defensive players in the league. But for me personally, I don't see the appeal of Kawhi Leonard. Like, the whole Raptors thing, the whole San Antonio thing was cool. What he did for the organizations, and he kind of did hell out on San Antonio. But to be quite frankly with you, he did win a championship. And this past season, wow, they folded in the playoffs. They folded bad in the playoffs. Like, him and Paul George folded in the playoffs, and it kind of derailed him a little bit. And that's why he's number 7. Like, I think, can he get better, or can he be up there around top 5, top 4 back again? Probably, but as of right now, he's number 7 to me. Giannis Antetokounmpo. He is number 6. He is the MVP. Cool. I don't think he's better than any of the players I named after this. I don't think so. He is a tall son of a bitch who can run up and down the court, dunk, rebound. He's starting to get an outside shot a little bit, and that's gonna scare the NBA. But for the most part, he is kind of, if you know how to play, like if you really know how to play defense, you kind of could break him. Like you could really break him just by putting bodies on him. And you kind of seen that last year in the playoffs. You kind of seen Miami started to break him. Like they was just breaking him apart on offense and on defense. Like he kind of folded, and it was sad to see. Will he win the MVP this year? I doubt it. But the Bucks have struggled to start this year. It seems like they're struggling this year with Jrue Holiday being an additional player, and just a lot of things going on. For them to trade all their picks just for Jrue Holiday and for Giannis to sign a max deal. I want to see how this like what they're trying to do. Because if they're really trying to contend, then they're gonna have to contend against the bigger teams like Boston, and you could say Miami and Brooklyn. But I got Giannis at number 6. He's number 6. 5 is Curry. What can I say that has not already been said about him? One of the best shooters. No, he is the best shooter ever. Hands down, the best shooter ever. I could say that. He is the best shooter ever. Defense, yes, he's a liability on defense. He could pass. He could sort of rebound. For a 6'3" point guard, Curry could rebound. He's just a great shooter all the time. You really like, and then you throw the accolades with that, Curry will be probably the best point guard. If, and only if. Only if. He already at number 2 for me. For me, he only needs to be Magic. And I think that is a tall scale to like hit. But for me, Curry is one of the best point guards of all time. And he's still in the league. So right now he at number 5 for me. 4, my favorite player, James Harden. I don't care what nobody says. James Harden is better than Kawhi. James Harden is better than Curry. James Harden is better than Giannis. James Harden is better than any other players that is not in the top 3. He's already better than. I got one player that I kind of like. Number 4, number 3 is kind of like a swap. Like you could easily swap them, or you could just leave it be. I ain't want to put my biased opinion because Harden is my favorite player, like top behind Kobe. Like Harden is my favorite player of all time, so I wanted to take the bias out of there. And right now he's number 4. What can Harden do? If he would say, "Oh, defense," well, he kind of improved on his defense. What can Harden basically do that your favorite player could do? Harden is the best one-on-one player ever. One-on-one, like you cannot guard him one-on-one. You're gonna have to put your best defender, and your best defender can't even do that. He could score, he could assist, he could rebound. The outside noise is kind of irritates me because I think Houston could be a great team this year. I think they could be one of the best teams this year. DeMarcus getting ejected over and over again is going to irritate me. It's starting to irritate me now. John Wall is hooping. Christian Wood is hooping. Harden could. I feel like if they don't trade Harden, which I doubt it, Harden could still be the best player. It don't matter at all. It's just Harden number 4, man. Harden number 4. I don't want to get into this little politic and everything. Harden is number 4. 3, AD. Opposite had on number 2. Nah. No. AD is a great player. He is a great defensive player with a great offensive game, who at point in times could be clutch. I'm not knocking AD, but number 2, I'd rather have on my team. And I think number 2 is the most unguardable player in the league, no matter what. AD for me is great. AD could do whatever. Sometimes last year, I kind of see AD struggle. Like, AD has struggling games, and you kind of get furious watching AD sometimes, and you get mad, because, like, sometimes AD will just sit around a 3, and, like, he'll get clamped up, and, like, he do not know when to, like, let go and just drive. Sometimes he do stuff like that. Sometimes he could be the best player on the floor. Sometimes he could just be irritating to watch. But AD is, without a doubt, a great player. He is a great player, and he's my 3rd best player in the league. Number 2 is KD. Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant is my 2nd best player. I don't care what nobody say. Kevin Durant is the most unguardable player in the league. I say Harden's the best one-on-one player. KD, you cannot stop. Like, at all. Like, I don't care about Achilles injury. I don't care about none of that. I really don't care. KD is the best. He is the 2nd best player in the league. I don't see the Lakers having the 1st and 2nd best player in the league. That's why I put KD number 2. Because I would rather have KD on my team than Anthony Davis. That's just me. Kevin Durant defense is skeptical at times. Like, it's kind of, when he was like Golden State, people were so like appalled that his defense was that good. But I feel like when you in a system where your defense is like a main thing, like you could really hide behind your defense when you have Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, and Iguodala. I think your defense really, you could involve your defense without trying. But Kevin Durant is the 2nd best player in the league. Number 1, LeBron James. There's no argument. I think LeBron is one of the greatest players of all time. I say 1 because I don't really compare. After Kobe passing, I just stopped saying, like, I don't, like, all-time list, I'm not going to do an all-time list. I'm letting y'all know that right now. I feel like doing an all-time list is going to be, like, it would be wrong if I put Kobe or, like, I would not want to do an all-time list because I didn't watch nobody back then, and I sure is not about to look at scores and look at analysts and look at all the other lists that they have. So so that's my top 15 players in the league right now. Do y'all have a different list? Do y'all have a different, like, write-in or whatever the case may be? Comment down below what it is. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, check out more videos, and until next time, peace.